coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios. This is Prime News on SABC 3. Here are the top stories making headlines this evening. The National Sea Rescue Institute says that 3 people have died and 3 remain missing following a drowning at the Paddington Beach on KwaZulu-Natal's south coast on New Year's Day. President Cyril Ramaphosa has conveyed heartfelt condolences to the people and the government of the Swiss Confederation following the devastating fire in Crans-Montana, Switzerland. The Border Management Authority has intercepted over 7,000 undocumented foreign nationals at the Botswana border after tighter controls at the border. At the back of those headlines, it's just gone 8 o'clock. Good evening and welcome to this Friday's edition of Prime News on 3. My name is Paulette Nell. Pleasure to be in your company this evening. Well, as you heard from the headlines, plenty in store for you. Let's get straight into it, beginning with the story that leads. The National Sea Rescue Institute says that the number of swimmers missing after a mass drowning at the Paddington Beach on New Year's Day has risen to 3, while the death toll has now also reached 3. 5 people were swept into the ocean at a main beach on KwaZulu-Natal's south coast late Thursday. 2 bodies were initially recovered and 1 person was rescued. In the latest update, NSRI spokesperson Craig Lebanon confirmed that 3 21-year-old males remain missing, while a 3rd body has since been recovered. The NSRI has urged beachgoers to exercise caution this weekend as the full moon spring tide brings stronger tidal variations, causing water levels to rise further up the shoreline. Rock and surf anglers, as well as those walking on coastal paths, are warned of the potential dangers. Authorities continue to monitor the sea with the police, NSRI teams and lifeguards maintaining heightened patrols along the KwaZulu-Natal coast. To this now, police in the Free State say they're investigating the cause of a light airplane crash in the south of Bloemfontein in which the pilot was killed. He was the sole occupant of the aircraft. They are also investigating a case of culpable homicide.
We've got a complaint around quarter past 10 of the plane that has crashed around Ferreira area. Yes, we went to the scene, and on arrival our members were already on the scene. Then we can confirm that there was a small airplane that has crashed, and upon further investigation we have established that there was only 1 passenger who is the pilot in the car, and yes, of course he was declared dead on the scene after everybody attended the scene. And moreover, we have managed also to establish the details of the passenger. The case of culpable homicide will be open for investigation. We still have to get the team from Pretoria to come and investigate the scene properly, as to establish what could have caused the plane to crash. But the incident happened at 10 o'clock. Yes, around Ferreira Farm.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has sent condolences to Switzerland after a devastating fire in the ski resort town of Crans-Montana on New Year's Day. In the early hours of the 1st of January, a blaze broke out at the crowded La Constellation bar during New Year's Eve celebrations. Swiss police said that among the formally identified injured, 71 are Swiss nationals, 14 French citizens, 11 Italians, 4 Serbians, and 1 each from Bosnia, Belgium, Luxembourg, Poland, and Portugal.
Of the government and the people of the Republic of South Africa, President Ramaphosa conveys heartfelt condolences to the families and loved ones of those who lost their lives, as well as to the people and government of the Swiss Confederation during this time of profound grief.
More on this, initial investigations suggest that the fire started when fountain candles attached to champagne bottles were carried too close to the ceiling. Addressing the media today, local prosecutor Beatrice Poulat said this caused a rapid and widespread fire to break out.
Dans les hypothèses Certaines se confirment aujourd'hui.
Some of the speculation are being confirmed. Indeed, everything suggests that the fire started from candles that were placed on champagne bottles, and the whole thing was brought too close to the ceiling. From there, a very rapid and widespread blaze occurred.
De là, il s'est produit un embrasement.
Comment ça s'est passé?
I was there where it all started, in the middle of the basement, and I really had to grab the table in order for me to protect myself. I had my friend in my arms and she slipped. Unfortunately today, she has gone missing. I had to take a table down to protect myself from the flames. I overturned the table and I had to hide behind it.
And back home, law enforcers and emergency service personnel Gauteng say they are satisfied with the outcome of their safer festive season operation, including the New Year crossover, which they classified as incident-free. Police were deployed to areas known for high levels of violent crime, including Hillbrow, while JMPD officers focused mainly on major highways and enforcing the city's bylaws. Emergency services say they noticed better compliance this time around.
Law enforcement officers were hard at work this festive season to maintain law and order as they conducted roadblocks in different parts of the province, including on toll routes. Police carried out several successful operations and arrests during the holiday period as part of efforts to combat crime.
We arrested across the province 1,160 suspects. Of those we had, remember we also had 10 focus areas. One of those focus areas were for liquor compliance. We also had for domestic violence to ensure that those perpetrators are arrested. For domestic violence we had about 117 suspects who were arrested for only that period, a less than 24-hour period. And for the liquor outlets we had about 57 of people who were arrested for drinking in public, and then also over 50 of people who were arrested for drunken driving across the province at our roadblocks. And we closed about over 20 of liquor outlets that were not complying with the Liquor Act.
The Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department says no major incidents were recorded during the New Year crossover.
With confidence I can say that our efforts and our initiatives have made a greater impact within the city of Johannesburg. We didn't receive any reports of major incidences from the 31st crossing over into the 1st of January.
Police say among those arrested were individuals who allegedly attempted to bribe law enforcers. Traffic volumes are expected to surge over the weekend as people make their way back to Gauteng after their holidays. Calvin Dludla, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Meanwhile, the Border Management Authority officials, led by Commissioner Dr. Mike Masiapato, are monitoring the return of holiday makers as they cross through the Beit Bridge border post between South Africa and Zimbabwe. The BMA started with its return phase on Wednesday as thousands of holiday makers are expected to travel back to the country from various destinations. Officials working with stakeholders such as the police and the SANDF are planning to intercept illegal immigrants. The so-called return phase implemented by the Border Management Authority is started on the 1st of January. Thousands of travelers who accessed the border during December have slowly started returning to South Africa. The BMA is on site to ensure that the processing of holiday makers is conducted without major challenges. During the start of the holiday season, close to 500,000 travelers made use of land ports of entry, including the Beit Bridge border post. Masiapato led a site inspection at the port of entry, including the pedestrian walkway bridge, which connects the two countries. Meanwhile, plans to transform the Beit Bridge border and several other land ports of entry into one border post are at an advanced stage.
We talk about over 7,000 people that we have intercepted during the exit
leg. And in that particular number, the over 3,400 was in Groblersdal Bridge port, which is the one with Botswana. So here in Beitbridge, for the first time we had the lowest number. We have only 429 people intercepted. And the reason why that is the case is because we have realized that the Zimbabweans in particular have been avoiding coming through here because of the intensity of the work that we do, and they've been trying to use the Botswana side of the border in terms of Groblersdal Bridge, and that is why we did also deploy that side.
Welcome back. Let's look into this now. The summer initiation season is nearing its end and has again been accompanied by death. The total number of initiates who have lost their life now stands at 41. The Eastern Cape recorded 22 deaths, the Free State 15, Gauteng 3, and 1 death was reported in the Western Cape. Dr. Minister Velunkosini Hlabisa says that these fatalities are unacceptable, adding that with the amended legislation, both the initiation school principals and the parents will be held liable.
The figures of the fatalities for the summer season in the customary initiation are a source of concern. And we place this challenge on the doorsteps of parents now. Enough communication and mobilization has been done by key stakeholders, the monitoring groups, the provincial government and local governments, and now we want to talk to parents directly, because the majority of deaths are as a result of dehydration. Some of the parents tell their children that they must not drink water 3 weeks before they go to initiation, and when they arrive in the initiation the second week, that is where we saw a high number of deaths as a result of dehydration. There is a misinformation that if you don't drink water, you will heal quickly.
Let's now shift our focus to matters afield. U.S. President Donald Trump wrote on social media today that if Iran shoots and violently kills peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. The U.S. warning comes days into the unrest that left several dead and posed the biggest internal threat to Iranian authorities in years. Eyewitness video from yesterday showed an overturned vehicle and several fires as protesters chanted outside a police station in Lorestan province. This week's protests over soaring inflation have spread across Iran with deadly confrontations between demonstrators and security forces. The elected president, Mossad Pezeshkian, has struck a conciliatory tone. On Thursday, he said the government was at fault for the conditions that gave rise to the demonstrations. State-affiliated media and rights group have reported at least 6 deaths since Wednesday. A top Iranian official responded to Trump's comment, warning that U.S. interference in domestic Iranian issues would equal to destabilization of the whole region. 2026 could be the year of deeper Indian-African relations, according to analysts. From mega refineries to fertilizer plants and data centers, Africa's biggest industrial player is betting that Indian expertise can power the continent's next phase of development. India, on the other hand, is hoping to procure critical minerals and new markets for its exports. Ishran Garg compiled the following report from New Delhi.
Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, is betting big on India, investing up to $5 billion over the next year and a half across various businesses. It includes petrochemicals, fertilizers, and a potential multi-billion-dollar investment in data centers. Analysts believe it's a signal that Africa's industrial heavyweight is knocking at their door, looking not just for capital, but for technology and manufacturing muscle that India has already deployed at scale. But it's not all about business. Officials here say India-Africa ties are built on sharing common knowledge and reflects India's wider policy of promoting cooperation with the global south.
Technology is something which normally Western countries are not, or the countries in the north are not really ready to share with the global south. But India is very much there for the countries in global south, including in Africa. And here we can see the way Indian companies have been investing in Africa.
From telecoms and digital payments to solar power and low-cost manufacturing, Indian firms are pitching themselves as partners in capacity building. Ishan Garg, SABC News, New Delhi.
Still keeping with matters afield, senior Israeli prison officials have visited a crocodile farm for information-gathering purposes after the National Security Minister proposed a new prison for Palestinian detainees surrounded by crocodiles. Blake Sifton compiled the following report from Tel Aviv.
A delegation of senior officers from Israel's prison service, led by the deputy commissioner, has visited a crocodile farm on Thursday for what they called a learning visit on crocodile care and handling. Now, this comes after far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir last week proposed opening a new detention facility in the Golan Heights that would be surrounded by crocodiles and would house Palestinian detainees accused of security violations. Ben-Gvir says the new facility would act as a deterrent and prevent escapes. He alleges that prisoners are more motivated to attempt escape following the hostage and prisoner release deal in Gaza in October. He says that he has raised this proposal with the commissioner of the prison service in recent visits and that he has tasked officials with examining it and with providing a cost estimate. Now, we've heard from the chair of the Israeli human rights group B'Tselem on this plan. She called it grotesque and said they will try anything before trying justice and peace.
See what the weather has in store for us. On standby is the weather team with the latest. It's over to the weather desk.
Thank you very much and a very warm welcome to the weather desk. Time for us to look at those conditions over the country. We're going to start looking what's happening for tonight. It is quite a cloudy night as we move towards the mother city, stretching into that interior of the Eastern Cape. Still raining as we move into that low belt of Mpumalanga. We're expecting a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms showers stretching into Limpopo. Isolated over that interior of KwaZulu-Natal. It's just going to be a cloudy night over Gauteng. For tomorrow, we see a trough developing, causing a bit of instability over Gauteng. That's why we expect that 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms showers for tomorrow over Pretoria, stretching into parts of the northwest, Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Still isolated over KwaZulu-Natal, stretching into that interior of the Eastern Cape. And also, we're still expecting a cloudy day as we move into the mother city for tomorrow. Looking at our warnings for tomorrow, we're expecting a level 2 warning of some severe thunderstorm as we move into that interior of Limpopo, stretching into parts of the northwest Gauteng and also Mpumalanga. Possibilities of strong damaging winds over those areas, heavy downpours which can lead to flooding and also lightning as a possibility. Remember, it is a level 2, meaning that we do expect some minor impacts over those areas. Morning fog patches still expected over that interior of KwaZulu-Natal and also parts of the northwest, and also as we move towards Springbok and Alexander Bay, which means that visibility will be reduced over those areas. Looking at our temperatures for tonight, it is going to be a cool night over most of the country. We're talking 13 over Sandton, 15 of your average over Johannesburg and Pretoria. For tomorrow, it is quite a hot day over Musino, the high of 31, Johannesburg at 28. Durban also expecting a warm day with a high of 27. Scorching temperatures over Appleton with a high of 36. With the mother city also expecting a warm day tomorrow with a maximum of 27. That's all the weather I have for you. Stay tuned.
Well, that's it for tonight. We unfortunately have to park it here. Much gratitude for joining us. Until next time, it's good night. God bless. Pula.